After falling for 43 seconds, the time and barometric triggers started the firing mechanism. A uranium bullet fired down a barrel into a uranium target. Together, they started a nuclear chain reaction. Solid matter began to come apart, releasing untold quantities of energy.
U.S. President Harry S. Truman gave a speech on August 6, 1945. Truman revealed to America that an American atomic bomb had been dropped on Hiroshima. Truman delivered his speech to inform Americans of this act of warfare and to present the act of warfare in such a way that would gain acceptance and approval. To accomplish this, Truman uses specific diction, virtue by association, startling facts, common ground, pathos, ethos, and omission of certain points.
A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy.
In the opening line, Truman refers to Japan as the enemy and talks of Hiroshima as if it was not a bustling city with children and families, but a war resource. The diction and omission of Hiroshima's civilian nature establishes an attitude of hostility toward all of Japan and justifies the use of an atomic bomb. Startling facts about the bomb are used in order to emphasize the bomb's power. The fact that it beat Britain's record-holding bomb adds an element of pride and patriotism focused around the American atomic bomb. America is presented as a powerful country that the listeners should be proud of.
It is an atomic bomb. It is a harnessing of the basic power of the universe. The force from which the sun draws its power has been loosed against those who brought war to the Far East.
The imagery of the sun's power emphasizes the strength of the bombs and thus America's power. Also, Truman clearly uses associations to subtly influence the listener to think of America as good and Japan as evil. He associates the sun's power with the atomic bomb. It is completely scientifically accurate and makes America seem awe-inspiring, natural, and powerful. He associates Hiroshima and Japan with the cause of the war, which serves to further justify the use of atomic bombs against Japan. Truman uses comparison to add to his credibility. The Germans, America's enemy, would have used atomic bombs to enslave the world. Truman thanks God, showing he is a man of moral strength, that the Germans weren't good enough to create the atomic bomb. Truman implies that America was smart enough to create the atomic bomb and moral enough to use it for good instead of evil. Truman further uses pathos and appeals to patriotism. America, smart and morally upright, is also victorious frequently. By comparing the Battle of the Laboratories with other battles, Truman subtly equivocates atomic bombs with other warfare methods and thus discredits any critic who would say atomic bombs are in a category of their own and too destructive.
We have spent more than $2 billion on the greatest scientific gamble in history, and we have won. But the greatest marvel is not the size of the enterprise, its secrecy, or its cost, but the achievement of scientific brains in making it work.
Truman appeals to pride and patriotism again when he praises the efforts of the Americans. Clearly, America is a country to be proud of, with a hard-working, smart, effective, scientific, and industrial culture. While Truman showers America with praise, he also makes the atomic bomb seem less of a weapon of mass destruction and more like an amazing scientific discovery. Truman uses common ground to unite America in using the atomic bomb to stop the Japanese. By repeating "we," Truman implies that all of America, every one of his listeners, is united and powerful and soon to be victorious. Truman also carefully admits the destruction of human life. He only emphasizes the destruction of war resources, like docks, factories, and communications. He would not have gained support if he emphasized the destruction of school children, mothers, fathers, and friends. Finally, Truman ends his speech with ethos. He reassures America that, being a promoter of peace, he will personally urge Congress to control atomic power and use it only toward upholding world peace. Listeners are left with the impression that not only is the powerful America scientifically and industrially advanced, the President is morally upright, and America will be the protector of peace. Truman effectively uses rhetorical strategies including pathos, ethos, virtue by association, specific diction, startling facts, common ground, and omission. The majority of Americans were convinced that it was necessary and good for America to drop an atomic bomb on Hiroshima in order to end World War II.